Sunderland have been one of the major success stories of the 25-26 season. After promotion to the Premier League in the most dramatic of fashions with a 96th minute Tommy Watson goal, the Black Cats haven't looked back. They currently sit 8th in the Premier League at the time of recording and have pulled off some really impressive results this season, especially at home where they recently beat their biggest rivals, Newcastle. And a lot of this success does come down to Sunderland's excellent transfers, signing the likes of Granit Xhaka, the signing of the season, and exciting youngsters like Noah Siddiqui, Chemsdine Talbot and Robin Roofs, just to name a few. But a big talking point around Sunderland this season heavily involves AFCON, which is currently taking place. Sunderland have lost quite a few of their first team players who have headed over to the African Cup of Nations, but the Black Cats are still going strong and they are currently unbeaten in their last 5 games. And I actually want in on Sunderland's success, so today we are jumping into FC 26, we are taking charge of the Black Cats and we have got one goal in mind: win the Champions League trophy. However, there is going to be a catch. In this rebuild we will only be able to sign African players, something we've never done before on the channel, and I'm really intrigued to see what kind of squad we can build. So the contract is signed and we are officially the new Sunderland boss, and we load into what is an excellent Sunderland team. Believe it or not, there's even better players throughout the rest of the squad that aren't even in the starting 11. Sunderland's transfer policy has been outstanding. Now, I just want to clear one little detail up. We're only allowed to sign African players. However, we have got some amazing young talents at the club who aren't from Africa, like Chris Rigg, Eliza Mayenda and Robin Roofs, just to name a few. We can use these players as they start off at Sunderland. We'll just only be allowed to sign Africans in this rebuild. And I tell you what, this Sunderland team is ridiculous. Just look at all the players under 25-year-old in this squad, and even the 25-year-olds are outstanding. In my opinion, Sunderland have got the best and highest potential squad in FC 26, and the way we want to set up with Sunderland is by getting all of these star players straight into the team. We're going to stick with the formation that's working in real life for Sunderland, a 4-3-3. But as you can see, we've made our own stamp on the team by putting players like Andingra, Brobit, Talbot, Hume and Geertruida into the starting 11, and this is actually a fantastic team to start off with. We've also got a really decent bench full of young players again. We've also got some very necessary experience in the squad as well, like Nordi Mukulele, Arthur Masuako and Bertrand Traore. And how do we want to play with Sunderland? Yeah, we are going with the high pressing tactical vision. We've got a squad full of young energetic players, and we're going to leave Granit Xhaka in a deep lying playmaker role. He's going to be a vital part of our team for the first 2 seasons. I mean, just look at the guy's stats. He's an absolute all-rounder. Look at the play styles as well. I've already said it once, but his transfer to Sunderland in real life is easily the best transfer in the Premier League this season. But there are definitely still some gaps in the squad. The only competent left back at the club is Rionildo, who is 31-year-old and 79 rated, will start to decrease in overall soon. He will need to be replaced. Thankfully, Sunderland start off with a very competitive £36 million transfer budget. However, you're not going to like this, boys. I'm banning transfers for the first season. We've got to stick with the squad we've got, identify any weaknesses and improve them in our first full season as boss. But there is a big but coming up. Look how many players are out of contracts at the end of the season. Other than Dan Neil, there's no one here that I'd really like to keep. And unfortunately, because Lucharel Geertruida is in fact Dutch, I'll not be able to make his loan permanent. That really does sting. So with transfers banned for season 1, the starting 11 gets locked in. And before we head on to the first game of the season, we need to get our youth scouts out scouting in Africa. And we always let you guys pick the nations that we scout on this channel. And for this season, we are going with this comment. We are going to be scouting in the Congo, and we're going to be looking for defenders over in Central Africa. And now our first game as Sunderland boss will be an away trip to the Amex to take on Brighton. I think this game ended in a 1-1 draw in real life, so if we can better that result in FC 26, we're going to be off to a flyer of a start. So our first game as Sunderland boss is now officially on the way. Some nice stuff being played here by Brighton. Minter could be in. Offside, offside, offside. Panic over. Thought we were going to go 1-0 down inside the first 10 minutes then. Cut it back to Rionildo though. Rigg, shooting chance. Shoots, God. It's too easy for Verbruggen. First shot of the game though. At least we've actually made a chance. It's been such a drab game. And that would be half time. 0-0 at the break. I'm going to call it, this is finishing 0-0. Not going to lie, lads, I've been to more exciting funerals than this game. I think we're absolutely heading towards a 0-0 draw here. Both sides just cancelling each other out. Oh no. Oh no, this could be in. Welbeck, great save by Roofs. Fantastic stuff. Finally a bit of excitement. That's the free header for Welbeck, who heads wide. Started the second half pretty poorly, you know. No. Oh, that's really nice. Rooter! Oh my god, Roofs has been sensational in this game. And that would be full time, 0-0 at the Amex. Worst game ever. So we've arrived at the end of season number 1, and it's an 11th place finish for the Black Cats on 49 points, very close to a top half finish. Won 13 games, did go on to lose 15 times, which is fine. We've solidified as a Premier League club, and now it's time to start making some signings, and hopefully some exciting ones at that. In the FA Cup, we made the 4th round, but lost to Preston 2-0. That's a big opportunity missed to progress further. But this is how the team is looking at the end of the season, and players like Alderete and Roofs have reached 80 rated, but unfortunately, Granit Xhaka has decreased by 2 overall points this season. He's only going to get worse, which for me means we're going to have to change things up. As from next season, we are going with a 4-3-3 attack formation, which allows us to get superstar Chris Rigg into the team at 18-year-old and 73 rated. When it comes to making actual additions to the club, I will be looking for a new left back, as Reinildo is 32-year-old, and Noah Sadiq, our best young player, has handed in a transfer request. No idea why, so he's going to leave. We need a centre mid to replace him. Left back, centre mid, top of the shopping list. Hopefully we get a good budget so we can make some decent signings. And in terms of stats this season, Brian Brobby was our best player, 10 goals, 3 assists. Not really many more prolific scorers in the club. I want to add some more goals to the team for sure next season. As we arrive in season 2, we've got 61 million in the bank. Fantastic budget, very competitive. And I'm really interested to see what Africa has got in store for us. Some of the best players in world football have come from Africa. I'm hoping we're going to find some real gems. And our first signing of the rebuild has been completed. A new left back has been acquired as Senegalese wonder kid El Hadj Malik Diouf joins the Black Cats, £21 million. Sharing the same name as one of my favourite ever Bolton players. He is 78 rated, 21-year-old with excellent stats, very well rounded for a fullback, and he's also showing great potential. Representing the great nation of Senegal, he's a fantastic addition to the squad, and he's also got very good potential as well. And expect to see a lot of players leave the club in this transfer window. Look how many players we've got listed. We've also listed a few players for loan as well. And our second signing as Sunderland boss has been confirmed. A new central midfielder joins the club, and we've used once away man Noah Sadiq as part of the deal. And replacing him will be Monaco central midfielder Lamine Camara, who joins for 20 million plus Noah Sadiq. Another really exciting young Senegalese player, 22-year-old, 80 rated. Them stats are absolutely unbelievable. He's going to be a fantastic addition to our starting 11, and he can also grow up to 90 rated. This is a great signing. Now back to youth scouting, and in our comment section I haven't really seen many recommendations for African countries. Maybe I've missed a comment, I'm not too sure. So for this season we're going to scout the Ivory Coast. A lot of incredible players have come from the Ivory Coast. We looked for defenders last season and didn't really find any, so we're looking for defenders again. And now onto the big part of our transfer window, the outgoings. As you can see, loads of rotation players have left the club. Absolutely loads. Over 10 outgoings. A few have gone out on loan, however. As of right now, this is going to be the Sunderland team we're taking into season 2. Full of incredible young players. However, I have got my eye on the centre-back positions, as Mukiele is 28 and Alderete is 29. We may need a youngster in there soon. Really looking forward to seeing how our team gets on this season. Let's simulate forward straight through to the end of season 2. Can we improve on an 11th place finish? I really hope we can. So we've arrived at the end of the season, lads, and we've actually finished 7th in the Premier League, and we even scored 70 goals, which is really impressive. A massive improvement on last season. We've also finished above our arch rivals, Newcastle United, and I don't know if 7th place means we've finished in Europe, but there is a chance we could be in the Conference League next season. And we'd actually reached the FA Cup final. Now, unfortunately, we lost to Arsenal 2-1 in that final, but what a magnificent achievement for us to get all the way to the FA Cup final. Hopefully, this is a sign of things to come in this rebuild. Now, this is how the team is looking at the end of season number 2. The only player who is below 80 rated in the starting 11 is Chris Rigg, but he is 19 years old and 77 rated. In a few seasons time, I've got a feeling he's going to be our best player. Now, you may remember that I said we do need to bring a new centre-back in next season. We will be looking to bring some centre-backs in next season, and we do have a bit of an issue. Players like Romain Mundle, Wilson Isidore, who's extremely badly injured, Elijah Mayenda, Dan Ballard, Anthony Patterson, just to name a few. have unfortunately handed in transfer requests, so we may need to bring some more players in to fill the squad out, especially given a lot of these players are now in the final year of their contract, and I can't lie, I can't see any of them signing new deals. So when it comes to stats, Simon Adingra was our best player, and comfortably so. 21 goals, 15 assists, an outstanding season for the man. So we've arrived in season 3 and we've got 72 million in the bank, which is a very competitive budget. Now we know we need a new centre back at least in this transfer window, but here you can see all the players who's handed in transfer requests. We will need to bring some squad players in as well. Could be in for yet another really busy transfer window. So as a new season starts, another one of Africa's best young talents joins the Black Cats as we complete the signing of centre back Ousmane Diomande, and he signs for £55 million. He's 23-year-old, 83 rated. The stats are just incredible. 89 physical. The guy is a monster. He is going to throw strikers around in the Premier League. I can't wait to see the guy in action in season 3. But we're now left with just 13 million in the bank after the Diomande signing. Now we know some of our key rotation players want to leave the club, and we need to find replacements for those players. We know we're going to need a backup winger, a backup striker, and probably a backup centre back, just to name a few. We're going to see who actually leaves the club. So quite a few players have left the club. Anthony Patterson, Romain Mundle, and Daniel Ballard, to name a few. So we're definitely going to need a new backup winger and backup goalkeeper, as I'm fairly confident Mayenda and Alderete will be better backups than Isidore and Ballard anyway. Well, the backup goalkeeper we brought to the club was Maduka Okoye, a 27-year-old, 76 rated Nigerian goalkeeper with very well-rounded stats. He is actually a better player than Anthony Patterson, so for £7 million we get an upgrade and a player from Africa. I'm actually really happy with this signing. And Mundle's replacement would be Sofiane Diop, 27-year-old, 78 rated Moroccan left winger with very good stats. He'll be a really good backup player for us. And at just £14 million paid, we get a similar player to Mundle, who's still got a little bit of potential as well. So heading into season number 3, this is how the Sunderland team is looking. We have got a very good team on paper. It's impossible to deny. We've also got a really good bench as well, and everyone in the squad is happy. We're locking the starting 11 in for season 3. Have we got any European football though? Yes, we have. We are in the Conference League, and you know what? With the squad we've got, we can definitely win it. Let's simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. I can't wait to see how we get on in season 3. So we have arrived at the end of season 3, and we've actually finished 6th in the Premier League, which is an improvement on last season. Scored a load of goals, won 19 games, only lost 8 times all season, which is really impressive, and I think this guarantees us a spot in the Conference League once again next season. We went and won the Conference League this season, boys, beating Panathinaikos 3-1 in the final, adding a Conference League trophy to our trophy cabinet, and this means we'll be playing Europa League football next season instead, and we win that as well. Who knows? I mean, if you've got any kind of semi-competent team, you should be winning the Conference League, to be fair. And in the FA Cup, we would reach the quarterfinals, but we lost to Tottenham 3-1. That's a disappointing result because Tottenham are crap. And our team is now looking seriously impressive on paper. Mara and Diomande, 87 rated, fantastic players, but there is a few positions I want to improve in. Alderete is 81 rated, 31-year-old. I think it's time to bring another African centre-back in to partner Diomande, and I am going to be looking to replace Trey Hume, who at 26-year-old and 80 rated is a really solid player, just doesn't quite have the potential to become a world-class player. And I want to show you one of our youth academy products. Ibrahim Missoue has been out on loan for the last 2 seasons. He is now 19 years old and 78 rated. We are going to recall him from his loan, and he's going to go straight into the first team over Talbe, whose growth has slowed down. I'm really excited to see what our Algerian wonder kid can do next season. As we look at the stats though, and Simon Adingra is an absolute beast in FC 26. As we look at the stats though, and Simon Adingra is an absolute beast in FC 26. He was our top scorer last season. He's only gone and scored 34 goals and got 6 assists this season, which is insane. Chris Rigg really growing into that attacking midfielder role with 20 goals and 9 assists. And Brobbey and Kamara were excellent as well. Really looking forward to season 4, to be fair. And before we go to season 4, 3 players are leaving the club as they've not asked for new deals. Wilson Isidore, Rinaldo and Granit Xhaka are all leaving the club. To be fair, I'm not really too fussed about losing any of these players, especially at this stage of the rebuild. So we have now arrived in season 4, and we have been given £68 million to improve our team. And we are kicking off season 4 with a brand new centre centre-back, who will be a really good partner for Diomande, as we complete the signing of Cameroonian centre-back Flavien Boyomo, and he signs for £30 million. He is 83 rated, 26-year-old, really good centre-back, will accompany Diomande nicely at the back, really good pace as well. I think this is a fantastic signing, and we got him for below his market value as his contract was expiring. And because I'm an absolute idiot, I completely forgot to do any youth scouting last season. So this season, we'll be sending our youth scouts off to Ghana, where we're going to be looking for central midfielders. And boys, unfortunately, Enzo Life has handed in a transfer request, so we have to sell him, meaning we've got a little bit of a central midfielder shortage at the club. We may have to look to bring a cheap replacement in, but I really want to make a big statement right back signing. And a new first choice right back has been acquired, as Morocco international fullback Zakaria El Ouadi signs from Lazio for £33 million. He is 26-year-old, 83 rated, really good player. Every single one of his stats are above 70. He actually looks like he could be better off being a winger, to be fair. He's a big upgrade on Trey Hume. He's still got a little bit of potential, could grow to like 87 rated. And a few players have also left the club, like Enzo Life, Ian Poveda, Adil Ayuche, I think I pronounced his name wrong, and Harrison Jones. We have actually raised some funds, leaving us with 25 million in the bank. We're going to go and sign a rotation centre fielder, and that will be our transfer window completed. And our final signing of season 4 is a new backup centre midfielder, as we complete the signing of Mario Dorgeles from Braga for 14 million. He's 23-year-old, 77 rated, looks like a really decent player who can also play attacking mid. Has got up to 84 potential, so he has got some room to grow. I think in the long run, he'll turn out to be a better player than Enzo Life. And this is going to be the starting 11 that takes us into season 4. This team is looking so exciting on paper. We're locking the starting 11 in for season 4, and I'm really impressed with our bench. So many options there. Our rotation players could actually make a competitive Premier League team. Let's simulate forward straight through to the end of the season, and after winning our first trophy of the rebuild, I'm hungry for so much more. So we've arrived at the end of the season, and we've finished 3rd in the Premier League, and you know what that means. Champions League football is coming to the Stadium of Light. We finish on 73 points, only 5 points actually off league leaders Arsenal, who go on to win the league. Is that a sign of things to come in real life this season? I'm just so glad we're finally in the Champions League. And we did also reach the FA Cup final, but we unfortunately lost to the Premier League champions Arsenal, who beat us 1-0, meaning the Gunners complete a domestic double. But we have won our first trophy of the rebuild. We've beaten Crystal Palace 2-0 in the Carabao Cup final. That's a Carabao Cup trophy added to the trophy cabinet. So Champions League football and a Carabao Cup. What an amazing season for Sunderland. Can we add a Europa League? That's the real question. No, we can't. We got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Union Saint-Gilloise, who beat us 4-3 over 2 legs. But my God, this team is looking absolutely amazing on paper. More than ready for the Champions League. I fully expect Diomande and Kamara to be 90 rated at some point next season. These two are unbelievable players. Now, where do I actually want to improve this team next season? Well, Diarra is 25 years old, 82 rated. He's not really growing anymore. I'm gonna look to bring a new central midfielder to the club, and we do have a little bit of an issue. Chris Riggs' contract expires at the end of next season. He's 21-year-old, he's 84 rated. He's by far one of our best players, but there is a possibility I could lose him on a free, and I really don't want to lose the guy. There's also a chance I could lose Eliza Mayenda as well. I may have to get rid of Chris Rigg and bring in an attacking midfielder, which I really don't want to do, by the way. I really don't want to do that. And even more sad news for Sunderland fans, club legend Luke O'Nien will not be signing a new deal and will be leaving the club. And in terms of goals this season, Simon Adingra is just ridiculous in FC 26. He has got 34 goals and 11 assists, and no one in the rest of the squad came anywhere near his output. I think we already know who the Hall of Famer is for this rebuild, don't we? And lads, while we're simulating forward to the new season, we've been hit with a live start point. The owners are giving us £81.9 million to improve the team right now. However, we are not yet in season number 5, and I am going to lose a chunk of this money if I don't spend it right now. So we're going to end season 4 by signing a new central midfielder, and at the start of season 5, Pape Matar will be joining the Black Cats. He's a 26-year-old, 85 rated Senegalese central midfielder who looks absolutely amazing. The stats are ridiculous. We've paid bang on £50 million for his services, and he is going to be an unbelievable midfield partner for Kamara. So we are now in season season number 5, and we've got a monstrous budget of 162 million. And as we can see, Chris Rigg and Eliza Mayenda still haven't asked for new deals. It's really painful because I know how much Sunderland fans love Chris Rigg, but we are going to be selling both Chris Rigg and Mayenda. So in this transfer window, we need a new backup striker and backup attacking midfielder. And you are not ready for this one, boys. We have signed a new attacking midfielder for Sunderland, and I think I speak for every single Sunderland fan. This is an ultimate dream signing for Sunderland, as we complete the signing of former Sunderland loan sensation Amad Diallo, who rejoins the Black Cats for £65 million. Amad is 26 years old, 85 rated, can play multiple positions, and his stats are absolutely insane. Losing Chris Rigg is going to be a big blow for Sunderland fans. I definitely think bringing Amad back to the club softens that blow a little bit. I mean, just look at the starting 11 we are taking into the Champions League. What an unbelievable team. All that's left to do now in this transfer window is bring a new backup striker into the club. Genuinely, I think we're going to cause a storm in the Champions League this season. And we have wasted no time in bringing a backup striker to the club, and this is a huge upgrade on Eliza Mayenda, as we complete the signing of former Chelsea striker Nicholas Jackson for £40 million. Jackson is 84 rated, 28-year-old from Senegal, and his stats are outstanding. He's going to be more than just a backup for Robbie. He's going to see a lot of starts this season. He's a fantastic striker with loads of experience, but I'm afraid the good news ends there. As we can see, Chris Rigg has left the club, joining Atletico Club for £50 million. I wanted him to be with us all the way to the end, but the FC26 contract system just temperamental as anything, and Luis Semenyo and Eliza Mayenda also leave the club as well. And time to head back to Africa with our youth scouting, and we are going to be scouting in the Isle of Madagascar, purely because that film was one of my favourites as a kid. But heading into the Champions League, our starting 11 is looking absolutely fantastic. Our bench is absolutely stacked. One player who's not 80 rated. We are going to be a real problem in the Champions League this season. We're locking the starting 11 in for season 5, and in turn we are simulating forward straight through to the end of the season. I'm expecting big things from Sunderland this season. So we've arrived at the end of the season, and we have finished 3rd again, but our performance this season was outstanding. In 38 games, we only lost 4 times. We had a plus 35 goal difference, and we were only 6 points off Arsenal, who once again won the league. So we've once again qualified for the Champions League next season. We've had a very impressive season in the Premier League. Have we added some trophies though? That is the key question. Well, we don't win the FA Cup. League One Charlton beat us on penalties after a 5-5 draw. That is an insane tie. We couldn't defend the Carabao Cup, losing on penalties to Nottingham Forest. And unfortunately in the Champions League, we lost in the playoff round to Borussia Dortmund after winning the first leg. We lose the home leg 2-0, losing the tie 3-2 on aggregate. Excellent performance in the league, but in the cups we were very poor. But this team is looking ridiculous on paper. I'm actually disappointed at how we've performed with this team. Diamonde, Kamara and Andingra all well over 90 rated. The team's looking excellent. No, I don't think we're going to be able to sign anyone who comes straight into our starting 11 in season 6 because the team is just so good. However, Alderete is now 33-year-old and he does want to leave the club, so we need a new backup centre-back, and I need a new backup winger to replace Diop, as at 80 rated is not quite good enough to win us a Champions League. And in terms of stats, you already know who our best player was. Simon Adingra, absolutely amazing, 25 goals, 1 assist, 91 rated. Little bit concerned that Brian Brobby only scored 4 goals last season. I may even look to bring a new striker in to replace him. So we've arrived in season 6 and we have got an eye-watering 217 million in the bank. And do you know what, boys? It's playing on my mind. I'm not happy with Brian Brobby only scoring 4 goals last season, so we have gone out and brought in one of the world's best strikers, as we have signed Victor Osimhen for £70 million. This is a real statement signing. Now, Osimhen is 31-year-old. We don't normally sign players over 30, but he's 89 rated, 6'1", Nigerian, and his stats are incredible. Robbie is getting dashed 4 goals in 34 games for a team trying to win trophies. I'm not having it. See you later, lad. And our final signing of the season will be Alderete's replacement, Ohon Edu, 21-year-old, 80 rated left-footed centre-back who comes from Ghana. He has really decent stats and we've signed him for 22.5 million. Decent potential as well, definitely a good replacement for Alderete. And a little bit of sad news, Omar Alderete has left the club. He's gone to Brighton for £10 million. He's been a fantastic servant to the club and he did actually ask to leave, so we've allowed him to go to the Amex Stadium. So I think that's going to be all the business done for season 6, and our starting 11, I have to say, is looking so strong. We're going to lock this team in for the season, and we're going to simulate forward to the end of the season. And if we don't win any trophies this season, I deserve to be sacked. So we have arrived at the end of season number 6, and we've only gone and won the Premier League, boys, finishing 9 points clear of Arsenal in second place. We even scored 90 goals along the way. Sunderland are the champions of England, and that is a Premier League trophy added to our trophy cabinet. But we won't be winning the FA Cup, knocked out in the 5th round by West Brom. That's pretty poor. And we once again got knocked out in the early stages of the Carabao Cup. But we have reached the Champions League final, and we are going to be taking on Arsenal. And the Gunners have been so impressive in this rebuild. This is going to be a really difficult final. Now, in the league phase, we did finish 4th. We went unbeaten, winning 5 of our games, drawing 3, meaning we went straight to the round of 16, where we would beat Club Bruges 6-2 over 2 legs, setting up a quarter-final with Celtic, who we beat 5-3 over 2 legs, before ultimately knocking Man City out of the Champions League, beating them 5-3 over 2 legs, while Arsenal beat PSG to set up an all-English Champions League final. But there's one thing I can definitely guarantee, well, I hope so anyway, our starting 11 is going to be better than Arsenal's. We haven't got a single player in our starting 11 below 86 rated, no outfield players below 87 rated, multiple 90 rated players. This team is amazing, and our bench is absolutely stacked as well. And in terms of stats, you already know Simon Adingra was our best player, and when it comes to a Hall of Fame, I'm angry at you for even doubting. Simon Adingra is obviously going to be the Hall of Famer for the Sunderland rebuild. He has been ridiculous. He's scored so many goals, got so many assists. The guy is a beast, and you have to try him out in FC 26. We're now heading to the Champions League final, taking on Arsenal, who've been seriously impressive in this rebuild. Can we end this rebuild lifting the Champions League trophy? So we're now ready to play the final, but before we do it, we have to check the Arsenal team. They've got Martinelli, Gyökeres and Saka, the typical front three. Eze, Gravenberch, Rice, Mendes, Saliba, Gabriel and Kiwior. Kiwior playing right back could be somewhere we could exploit. It's just a standard Arsenal team with a few additions. Very good team, it has to be said. Ours is better though. Out with Martinelli, who's driving at our defence. Good defending by Ul Uwade. 20 minutes on the clock, still no real chances. Wow, I wish there was something to report, boys. This has been very, very even. Joof. Great ball to Adingra, who's got a lot of space. We've got to be, there's so many men forward. And the touch, and that could be a red card. That's half time, lads. I'm sorry to report, no shots on target, 1 shot between both the sides. It's so even and tense, this game. Definitely going to be 1 goal either way. Hopefully in the second half the game comes alive and there's a bit of action to report. We really need some highlights in this second half. I might have to start playing a bit risky. Now, Juice got a lot of space here on the wing. We've got a lot of players in the box. That is an absolutely dreadful ball. Dreadful. From an 87 rated fullback. Come on now, Oshiman. There's the pass. First real chance. And it's the former Tottenham man, Sarr, who scores for Sunderland in the 53rd minute. Of course, it's the former Tottenham man, Pape Matar Sarr, with the goal. Brilliant play by Oshiman to put him in. And he's clean through from the penalty spot. Never gonna miss. And with the first shot on target of the game, we take the lead. Great little reverse ball to Lamine. Needs a little bit of space. Good pace. Across the box. Oshiman, is it the post from there? Nope. How have we not made it 2-0? Nice. Turns nicely. Shoots. Oh my God. We're literally minutes left in this final. Imagine if that would have gone in. Come on. This has got to wrap the game up in the 90th minute. Oshiman, 2-0 to Sunderland. We wrap the final up in style. And Victor Oshiman wraps up the Champions League trophy. And I have to say, we have thoroughly deserved to win this final. And there is the full-time whistle. We have won the Champions League with Sunderland. We've beaten Arsenal 2-0 in the final. And we have played immense in this final, by the way. This Sunderland team that we've built is easily the best playing team I have built so far in FC 26. And all that is left to do, boys, is lift the Champions League trophy, and Sunderland are the champions of Europe, and that is another rebuild successfully boxed off. So just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video, boys. If you have enjoyed it, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it does really help me out. We're really trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, and I will see you in the next one, when for the first time in a very long time we head to the League of Ireland.